Hello, everybody. I'm Don Hammock, the Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Thank you for joining us for Bulldog Blitz. I think you'll enjoy this one. Gulf Coast went up to Co-Lin tonight and defeated the Wolves 21-14. Great win over a top 15 team in the country. We'll talk with Chad Huff, and we'll also talk with a couple big offensive linemen, Daquan Newkirk and Treyvion Shannon. Later in the show, we'll talk with Hope Adams, the women's basketball coach, about their upcoming season. We'll also interview defensive back Saivion Smith. Stick around. We're on the field with head coach Chad Huff after a huge win at Co-Lin, 21-14. Coach, how does that win make you feel tonight?
Feels great. You know, I'll tell you, excited for this win, excited for this football team. Coming on the road in a tough environment against a really good football team, number 12 team in the country, undefeated. You know, proud of our efforts, proud of the way our guys responded. Total, complete team win. Wasn't perfect. Still a lot of improvement to make for this football team. But again, obviously the outcome is exactly what we wanted. Came back last week, went to work, and kind of got humbled a little bit and got focused again and understood that each and every day we've given, we've got to take advantage of the opportunities to improve each and every day. And we definitely, I thought, showed that tonight. And obviously, coming out, I thought we did a good job of coming out, matching their intensity. I thought we won the first, I always talk about setting the tempo in that first kickoff return or offense defense. And, we're able to do some good things offensively and defensively early on. And obviously, anytime you go on the road in the South Division in this league and come out on top, then that's an unbelievable job. So we're excited. I'm proud of our guys and proud of their efforts.
First quarter, your offense moved the ball great, got 2 quick touchdowns. It looked like it might be maybe an easy night. There's never any easy nights, but what was working so well for y'all early on?
Well, I thought we did a good job. I thought Coach Phillips, Coach George, and Coach Data mixing it up. And Torrance did a good job of manufacturing the offense and kind of taking what the defense was giving us. And, we were able to establish some identity there early. And able to come away with some points. Obviously, would like to keep the foot, keep the foot on the gas pedal type mentality. But you play in a good defense. Those guys have got a lot of great players on defense. There are a lot of sophomores. I don't know how many freshmen they even had playing. All those guys played the last year for them. And we knew they were going to make some plays. Knew they were going to battle back. I'm just glad we came out and jumped on them like we did and continued just to battle through the adversity and found a way there at the end, gave ourselves a chance.
Defense was really stout all night, did a good job, got a couple turnovers, and I thought obviously the huge key to the game, Co-Lin gets the ball, second goal inside the 1 yard line, and you wind up forcing a fumble at midfield.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's credit to those guys, credit to those, just not quitting. The thing was better than that was the play before, the play that we didn't quit on, and we tackled him before he went in, so it gave us a chance to have that outcome that we had with the fourth down. It ended up being 30 or 40. There were some bad snaps. We took the penalty, got them out of field goal range, and defense responded. And, hats off to Coach Davis, Coach Moore, and those guys rebounding this week. And Coach Irvin, doing a great job of, eliminating those mistakes and bend it but not break it type mentality. And real proud of those guys.
I don't think we should go any further without talking about the crowd support, the band of gold, the Perkettes, the cheerleaders, all the family and friends who were up in the stands. It got really loud over here.
I tell you what, this was again, they were the 12th man tonight. The band's always been awesome. Dale Trott and those guys support what they do for our school, and kids love them. It means so much to these kids to have that support, and there's no doubt that the crowd, the band, cheerleaders, it was a complete team effort. You could tell that the kids were motivated by that, and I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for that, and again, appreciate your efforts.
Right after that turnover, right around midfield, you guys marched down. It looked like you're going to go in and score. You wind up fumbling into the end zone, but the defense bows its back, gets the ball back, and y'all are able to get the touchdown on the next drive.
Yeah, I thought we offensively did a good job there of taking the ball down the field and and having a chance there to score. And right there at the one, you got to ball security. Came down to ball security, taking care of the football all the way through crossing the line there. They made a play on us, and I tell you what was exciting though, coming back on the sideline there. Defense said, "We got you." Went over and grabbed Avery and told him to make your head up. We got your back, and it says a lot about this football team, about the way we responded in the midst of adversity, not quitting, not giving up, and just everything we talk about as coaches. These guys exemplified, and I think they learned a lot tonight, and something we can build off on going into the future.
We're going to talk with Daquan Newkirk on the defensive line and Treyvion Shannon on the offensive line, but I thought the game tonight was probably won in the trenches for you. No doubt. And that's our mentality on both. We want to win the line of scrimmage. The team that can control the line of scrimmage has got a chance there in the fourth quarter against when you got an even matchup like this, the team that just keeps going, keeps grinding, keeps giving great effort, never quit type mentality. I thought we did a good job tonight. I thought they got a little tired defensively, and our offense got some momentum there and was able to build on it. And again, a lot of things. A lot of guys stepped up this week. Some freshmen stepped up. I talk about it all the time. And told some. You think back to the history of Gulf Coast and the guys that have stepped up in big games, made plays. Guys that you didn't think had maybe made a play or so in the previous games, coming out in a big game like this and wanting to be special. And I tell you, they're. Early on, I thought the receivers did a good job catching the football, and big play there on a freeze play. Nick Brown jumping up, making a big play there, freshman receiver. I thought Stokes, and Ulmer, and D. White, and Zach, and, the tight ends, Jake and Landon, and, those guys each and every week come to work, and was proud of their efforts. Proud of the O-line, proud of the D-line, linebackers. It's a team effort. Yeah, I hate to start calling guys out because, you'll leave some people out. But, we'll go back and watch this tape, and obviously there'll be a lot of things we could have done differently. I was kind of upset there on the 4th and 1. Something that we work all the time is our heavy jumbo package there, and we didn't execute that well at all. Just our substitution, that's a small thing. Mike could have helped us there. The 2 turnovers, not pleased with that. But at the end of the day, defensively created 2 turnovers. We created some explosive plays and made enough plays, to win this football game and seal it for us here on the road. And we're 1-0 in the South, and that's where we wanted to be. That was our goal. Now it's time to go back. Let's get a little bit better and find a way to win one more football game. So you beat a top 15 team on the road at their place. Go to 1-0 in the South. You're on top of the South standings early in the season. What do you have to do going forward to East Central now?
Yeah, we got to regroup and go back to work. We won one football game tonight, and that's what I told the guys coming in. We ain't got to win 8, 9, 10 ball games. We got to win one. Let's win one football. Let's find a way to win one, and we got to go back to work and do the same thing. I know that's sounds like a word, but that's what you got to do. That's in life. It's in football. We just got to go back to work, correct our mistakes. Let's get better. Let's keep improving, and the team continues to improve throughout the year. I had a chance there at the end, and pleased with our kicking game. I thought Mason did a good job changing field positions for us there. Our punt protection, I thought our kickoff cover was better. Saivion on the return game there, setting up some good field position for us offensively. So, we a lot of good things, but some things we still got to correct, but excited about being 1-0 right now in the South.
It's going to be a fun bus ride back to the coast, back to Perkinston. Thanks a lot, Chad. Congratulations.
Appreciate you, Don. Thanks.
We're on the field with defensive lineman Daquan Newkirk from Orlando, Florida. Daquan, a huge win for y'all tonight. How'd that make you feel?
Yes, sir. It made us feel, really good. Bounce back from last week's loss. I mean, we had to buckle down and tighten up.
The turning point of the game, they were driving, had 2nd and goal from half-foot line. You guys were able to push them all the way back to midfield and force a fumble. What happened in that sequence?
We had to key our assignments. Coach, we knew they was going to run inside. The fans, our team helped us, with the momentum. And, being very loud. And, it really turned things around. And we just brought it out on every play.
It looked like you really had them flustered after that. They look unsure of themselves. They weren't able to get the snaps executed.
Yeah, they were shook. They were shook. They didn't know what to do.
What does this do for y'all headed forward now the rest of the season?
Hey, we got good momentum. That's all I can say.
All right. Congratulations, Daquan.
Thank you.
We're here with big offensive lineman Treyvion Shannon from Clarksdale, Mississippi. Treyvion, y'all pushed him around a little bit tonight. How did that make you feel?
Made me feel real good. Made me think We've been putting in work all year. Got the greatest O-line coach it is in JUCO. Just feel good to see it pay off.
Late in the game, you guys were just running it down their throats. How does that make you feel as an offensive lineman?
Before the game, it was rumors going around saying that they said we was soft, so we had to pound in their mouth, make them feel it.
You guys got a huge lift from the defense, forced that turnover after being second goal at the half-foot line. How did that energize the team?
It just gave us a whole lot of energy to know that the defense got our back and we had to respond.
What does this do for y'all headed forward the rest of the season?
We want to know in division play, give us a big boost, and we got to practice hard every day.
All right, Treyvion, congratulations.
Yes, sir, thank you.
No one should have to choose between their family and their future, between creating opportunity or acquiring mountains of debt. It's easier sometimes to just coast through life. But what if there was a place that made it just as easy to do more, so much more than coast through life? Gulf Coast through life at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Saivion Smith grew up playing football in South Florida. Let's meet Saivion Smith.
I mean, I've been playing it since I was a little kid, so I just fell in love with the game at a very young age. I was always playing football. My brother, he's 5 years older than me, so I was always hanging around the older kids in the neighborhood playing football. Being that I've been playing since I was 4 and playing both sides of the ball, like I played quarterback. My whole life I wanted to play quarterback. So, and when I got to high school, I moved to DB. And when I was at quarterback, you know, learning defenses, it helped me out when I came to defense because I know the concept now. I know what the offense trying to do to me. It's nice having other players like from the same state, you know, because it's nothing like Florida football, like athletes from Florida. The best athletes come from Florida. It's just a fact. There's no argument, it's just a fact. And knowing that I got other dogs like that with me, it's just make the game easier. I think it's something in our water in Florida, because like we just breed dogs. Like I haven't really met any lesser talent in the state of Florida. It's always great talent no matter where you're at in the state of Florida. I knew a lot of people that came here. I know a lot of big names that came here. A couple of my friends that when I was at my last school, they came through Gulf Coast to bounce back. They might have gotten some trouble, might not have been able to qualify, but Gulf Coast does a pretty good job of you know, getting guys in the right classes, getting them to the next level, and getting them to graduate. Coach Huff is a very energetic fellow, I'll say that. He's a great coach. He wants the best for all his players, so I mean, he will go to war for us. So I mean, it's always a extra, you know, more cool points, I'll say, you know, get us going. It's great playing for Coach Moore. Like he teaches the game like no other. Like how he breaks it down, even in the film room, he'll break it down, go over something like 2 or 3 times just so everybody can get it. So I love playing for him. It means the world. Like not everybody especially at this level, has a coach that played in the NFL for that long. The facilities are great. Like this team room, a lot of other JUCOs, they don't have team rooms like this. The locker room is great, phenomenal. It reminds me of like a D1 school. Some D1s don't even look like that. So the meet rooms are phenomenal. This whole building is just great. It's definitely a huge adjustment. I'm not used to going to a school this small. You know, LSU is huge. Like it took me like 20 minutes to get to my class. You have to leave 20 minutes early. But here, I like it because the class isn't far. The teachers, they know your name. Classes aren't huge, so that's definitely a plus.
Everyone has a similar choice to make: to coast through life or do more. Take advantage of financial aid. Take a class for college credit or a degree. Take stock of your goals and work smart toward accomplishing them. And you can do so much more than coast through life. Gulf Coast through life at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Women's basketball coach Hope Adams is in her first year in charge in Perkinston. We'll talk with Hope Adams and take a look at her upcoming 2017-2018 team.
The transition has been Don't really want to say easy, but it's been going really smooth right now. The girls have really bought into Coach Stacy and our philosophy and what we're trying to instill in this program. So right now, getting everything started has been pretty smooth. Basically, our game plan is that we're going to put pressure on the ball and really try to emphasize that we want to get transition buckets. I'm real big on details and making sure that we also instill the fundamentals of the game. And the biggest thing is that we want to prepare these girls to go to the next level and increase their IQ. So right now, our biggest game philosophy is that we're going to be a transition team and we're going to be a fast-paced team by putting pressure on the ball and also with us trying to advance into transition offense to get easy buckets. So far, I have seen major improvement. The biggest thing is in attitudes. The girls have been terrific. Of course, you have your little bumps in the road with just teams, period. But I'm really excited about these group of girls. Really excited about this upcoming season. You really don't know until we really get into season, going into conference, where we're going to be. But right now, I'm really excited about it. We actually had a meeting last week on our goals and what our purpose is going to be for this season. And the overall goal is, of course, we want to win. My biggest thing, I told them I want to be undefeated going into conference. Our first game out is going to be a really tough game. But right now, I feel like we can play with anybody if we come out and we play hard. And then we get into conference play. Right now, the goal is they say, hey, we want to win every game in conference. And I told them in order to become championship teams, you have to practice like a champion. There's no days off for me. There's no days off for them. And we got to come with it every day, whether you're hurting, sick, or whatever. We all got to show up every day. The South is always pretty steady. It's very competitive. In order to even coach in the South, you have to be able to get kids in here that's ready to come in and compete. It's always been that way. But we're ready to come in and make Mississippi Gulf Coast women's basketball program a factor. Coaching with Coach Malone has been a joy. The biggest advice I was given is that you always hire somebody that's smarter than I am myself. And she's definitely smarter than I am in some parts of the game. We work well together. We balanced off each other's strengths and weaknesses. Coach Stace has been good for the girls. She brings a lot of discipline, she brings a lot of structure, and where I'm able to kind of really focus on being the head coach and trying to put things in, she kind of balanced that off for me with being steady with the girls and also being steady with me. She's very honest. I want an honest person around me. She's not a yes person, and which that complements us well to where we want to take this program. We have some pretty steady kids. We have Kiara Williams coming back, which is my New Orleans kid. She should be all conference and all regionals this year coming in. We also have Amir Bishop, Eden Duckworth, Deanna Morgan, Janitra Ratliff, and Iana Sims. We have a steady group. I think they're a great group of leaders, and excited to have them. I'm expecting a lot out of my freshmen. I hold them up to a high standard. Of course, my freshmen, this is my recruiting class. We have our kid out of Texas, Shelly Thigpen. She's extremely athletic, just trying to get her more confident in her game. We have the kid from Raymond, Brianna McCullough, the kid from Wingfield, which is Brianna Thompson, and we also have Azaria Howard from Richland, which is our big kid. I'm expecting a lot out of those kids, and they're competitive, they're ready to win, and I'm excited about that.
Thank you for joining us for Bulldog Blitz. We'll see you next time, coming to you from Perkinston when East Central visits next Thursday.